Today was interesting. As warmer weather starts to become more consistent, more opportunities begin to arise. One of these being the opportunity to target a unique fish, big tarpon. My day started along the coast, searching for signs of these fish, including the signature tarpon roll. After that, we searched the backwaters for big redfish and snook, ultimately ending with another shot at the elusive tarpon.
Jeez, I just literally had one each right there.
Our success today also came on a new bait, which is now one of my favorites.
You guys can see that, the pink fluke. I mean, it was just an awesome bait.
The Everglades truly is an awesome place, and I hope this video shows that. My morning started off the beaches of the Florida coast, and with water temps only occasionally hitting above 75, tarpon season isn't quite into full effect. That being said, plenty of experienced guides and anglers take advantage of the warmer weather in the small window and have plenty of success. So I figured, why don't I be on the lookout as well? As I ran the coast, I bumped into these fish in large numbers. But unable to get a bite, I transitioned into the backwaters for the next couple of hours where I feel most comfortable. As I made it to the darker, stained waters of the backcountry, it was evident that the tide was low. I decided to look for some shallow water reds along the oysters, eventually heading further into the backwaters.
Alright guys, so as you guys can see, just rigged up a weightless scope. I mean, we're just doing some random BS. Little tarpon expedition this morning. That was interesting. Was on them. There was a lot of them around, but couldn't get any to bite. But this is why you get a boat that floats in like 3 to 4 inches. Because right now we're doing something that I haven't done since summer. Never fished it on this low of a tide. You guys see all of these birds waiting. That's a good sign. It's outgoing, so just got to make sure I don't get stuck. But got the push pull. I can push this off, whatever. But anyways, gonna fish this outgoing tide. Work in some areas I haven't worked in a while. There's some oysters over there. Weightless gulp because it is super shallow. Just gonna see if we can't find a redfish that's crawling this bank. Anyways, let's go get on.
This plan did not work out as I'd liked. So without further ado, let's start to get into the fish. And that began at the very next spot.
Alrighty guys, well, we are throwing this pink fluke. Let's see what happens. Once again, new spot. I like throwing the pink purple on overcast. I heard that it can kind of help with the silhouette and stuff. Stands out. Who knows if that's true. But trying to think about colors lately. I see some birds working the shoreline, which means there's food. Birds aren't walking on a shoreline picking at dirt. Just gonna get it close to the bank. Got a nice little current too. I could see some snook sitting in this current. Couldn't tell if that was a snook or a ladyfish.
After getting snagged and undoing my lure, I got a closer look at the bank I was fishing. The exposed wall was muddy with a slight current running down it. Perfect for snook I was targeting.
Looks like there could be some big snook here, but nothing so far. That might be a target species. Here we go, guys. Little snook. Wow, his tail is beautiful. All right, so there is some snook here. You guys see that? Ate the pink salt strong fluke. So calm, man. This day is just, this is why I'm gonna fish like all day, because lately we have not been getting this weather. Another little snook. There's a good amount of them right here, man. A little bit better one right there, guys. Beautiful fish. Come up here, buddy. On the little bubble gum. That's beautiful. He was up in the shallows, man. You guys see, these are the snook that like are kind of along the coast, but they're not. They're in the back on the bubble gum. That beautiful color right there, right there. All right, There's nothing better with these flukes. They're so like barely subsurface if you want them to be. Kind of how I'm working it now. I'm almost just reeling, twitching along the way, you know what I mean? So like if a fish is on it, especially if it has some size, he'll usually push a wake up on it and it's super cool. You're just waiting to set the hook, you know what I mean? You guys can see how it's kind of just a muddy bank right there. And these fish kind of lay up on it. There's some current running along it. It can be very productive. That was a big fish. He swiped on it, kind of ate it, but just didn't need it. That was so sick. Come back for it. Let's get it back in there. You guys see that snook or little tarpon? Just kicked it out of the water. Another little guy on the bubble gum, boys. I think I found myself a good little spot where there's a ton of these little guys. There's some big ones. I think I had a bigger one come up and nip it. Just didn't commit, which happens a good bit, but. Alrighty guys, well that was a successful spot. I'm gonna call it right there. It's getting a little deeper. Awesome area, man. Tons of success. Missed a nice snook, I think. 4 or 5 little guys. Super cool area. Anytime you can find those shallow, clear areas where water's moving like that, it's always a fun time. But let's get back on them.
That's exactly what I did. And as I ran to the next spot, our momentum carried over and we continued to have great success.
How did they miss it? Jeez, man, that was a big fish. Alrighty guys, got a little muddy bank. Let's see what we can make happen. Once again, new area. Never fished it before. We're running pretty far south. Gorgeous red. Guys, I don't know if you saw that. I started reeling it like as fast as I could. I don't think this hooked that great. Gorgeous red. So pretty. He's already drumming. Guys, I'm telling you, just exploring, man. So pretty. That's my biggest red in a minute. Guys, so aggressive. I don't know if you saw that. I started reeling it like as fast as I could. You guys can see that beautiful fish. Guys, you guys see that fish right there? Gorgeous red. I mean, those colors in this water doesn't get much better than that. Look at this bottom. There we go. Guys, gorgeous red, man. Those are my favorite. Could be, I mean, rivals a snook, obviously, in the same water color, but those reds, when you get those reds in this type of water, there's nothing cooler. And I started reeling it fast, and I saw him on it, trailing it. I don't even know why I was reeling it. I think I was just trying to see what it looks like or something. But anyway, I started reeling it super fast. He trailed it, smoked it. I thought he spooked. He ended up having it in his mouth, but let's go. Let's keep going.
After I released that red, I learned why he was there, as I saw an outgoing flow of a creek mouth, easy to miss on a different tide.
All right, guys, so look at this. So I'm beat, right? I mean, look at that. Super shallow. But if you look in there, you can see those leaves, that current coming out. This is what you look for, stuff like this. You can see those leaves, that current. I got the red sitting right there. And then there's this creek, which if I could come here on a higher tide and get back in there's some big ones, I bet. This is so sick, man. Oh my gosh. This is so awesome. God is good, man. I mean, I'm out here doing this. Such a beautiful day. Guys, I need to show you what I'm fishing right now. Just because if you're a backwater angler, this is what you live for. Alright, well, I don't think there's any big ones, but guys, it doesn't get much better than that, man. We're gonna keep going because obviously that was successful. There's kind of another little indent like that to the left, so we'll go try it out. Alrighty guys, so as that sun's coming out, I'll show you guys exactly what we're using. So it is this 2-aught. This is the NLBN low mullet hook. I don't know what brand it is. And then it is these Salt Strong Insider Club pink. Awesome bait. Basically, I'm just throwing it on like this. Screw on can be kind of difficult. I actually got it first try. But you want to screw it on. And then I go from the bottom through the little gap to the top. And then look at that. I mean, gorgeous bait right there, man. Look at that. That is so cool, man. I hope you guys saw that. Beautiful redfish. Came out of the mangroves and absolutely nosed up on it. Gave it a couple cranks. Absolutely gorgeous freshwater redfish, man. He might be bigger than the other one. Oh, this spot is awesome. Okay, come on, buddy. Just want to take a picture. Guys. Came out of the mangroves. So pretty. Once again, God is good. Just the ability to come out here and do this. Freshwater reds, man. No spot on him. I don't know what's been up with all these no redfish spots. Guys, pinpoint right there. Let's get it out. Oh, came right out. Another like 23-incher, guys. Gorgeous. Guys, that was one of the coolest eats I've had in a minute. He came out of the mangroves and was on it. He was suspect of it. And guys, this bait, new favorite bait, man. So freaking fun. You can control it so much. Like a swim bait, if you stop that, it just sits there. This, you stop it, it floats. Salt Strong, the pink, cotton candy, getting after it, but it's so fun. Let's go ahead on another one. The reds are here, man. That is so fun, man. This bay is loaded. He swiped at it like 6 times. Giant snook right there. Alrighty guys, well, you guys just saw me go quiet. I just saw 2 giant snook. I'm talking about like could have been close to 40 going by themselves. I casted them, I let them, and they kind of looked at it. Those are hard to fool, man. They actually swam towards it and then spooked from there. But a little harder to trick those guys than it is to trick a 24-inch red. Gosh, I need to just take a second. I casted it on him. That was another slot slip. Guys, once again, might as well add to the species. Look at that bass. Such a gorgeous fish, man. Such an aggressive fish. You guys see, he's like the size of my bait. Alrighty guys, we're gonna head to the next spot, but in the moment it's kind of hard to, like when I'm catching 23, 24 inch reds, and then you're looking at big snook. It's like, you get really in the moment, but trying to record some of these stuff, it's so beautiful. Got some grass underneath me, which is probably why those reds are in here, probably houses. I've seen little schools of like glass minnows that are the size of your pinky fingernail, you know what I mean? That's how I describe it, which is just bite size for those reds. Then you got some grass, but we're gonna head out of here, go even further south to some areas I fished when we camped. If you haven't seen that Chicky video, check it out. But areas that I fished when we camped, but it's gonna be an awesome time. And we're gonna run, and we're gonna go get on some more fish. I'm thinking we're gonna get a big snook. I mean, guys, my snook luck. If you see last video, missed the hook set, or got them on and then missed them, those snook were giant. I need to come back here, low tide, high sun, fly rod in hand, me on the pole, buddy on the front. But we'll do that soon. But with that being said, guys, let's go. So I heard from someone one time that sometimes in YouTube, the video, you might have a plan, but the video kind of theme will start to form throughout the day, you know what I mean? And you know what that is right now is that I found possibly my new favorite lure. Maybe not, that might be a stretch, but I've been trying to switch it up for you guys, and this is a nice switch up, and it's absolutely killing it. So maybe not too much of a stretch, but we're gonna keep using this. Guys, by the way, this setup is the 3000 Florida Fishing Products. Like, actually my favorite reel ever, dude. So light, smooth, and then the Bull Bay 7-foot 6 to 12 medium. Just such a light setup. You can cast it all day, and when you're twitching these baits, if you're using a heavier setup when you're twitching these baits, you will have a horrible day because it requires so much movement, and it can be a pain in the butt. But with that being said, guys, let's get to it. Let's get on a snook. That's the goal.
This line 100% passed the eye test at first, with exposed muddy banks, wading birds, and even blue crabs roaming the bank.
That's probably why some of these guys are here. See that crab on the bottom, just cruising? It's a bite size for a 30-inch red.
Sometimes that doesn't always translate into fish though, and as I grinded it out for the next hour or so, we finally got back on board with an aggressive snook.
That is so awesome, man. Such a freaking awesome eat. He's a decent little guy, but like, did you guys see how aggressive he was?
After that, it was time to put away the smaller setups and target bigger species. And it was then that I came across tons of big Everglades tarpon.
Alrighty guys, we are back on the big tarpon. Got a bait buster. You see all these muds, I think that's from tarpon. Yeah guys, this is what we're gonna be doing the rest of the day. We have our reds, a good amount of snook. There's big tarpon in here, we're gonna figure it out. Wow, tarpon right there. Just followed it up all the way up to the boat. That was a fish. Just had a tarpon eat.
These fish were eating but not committing, and after tying on a new lure, I attempted to hook one once again.
Alrighty guys, 5-inch hoagie, gonna sink a little more. Stands out, it's white. Let's see if one of these tarpon wants to play.
That switch up didn't last long, and after switching to a DOA bait buster, I had some more action.
Well, just had a bite. Jeez, I just literally had one each right there. I just didn't, they're sipping it, they're not eating it, you know what I mean? I couldn't even set the hook on them.
For over an hour, I exhausted every swim bait I had in my tackle box, and after ruling out every possibility and only getting a couple sips, I decided it was time to call it a day, content with how it went.
Alrighty guys, well, I appreciate you guys watching. It's funny, I'm almost kind of disappointed a little bit after what just happened. It is so windy, but we had an awesome day, guys. We were sight casting that slot snook, got 2 beautiful reds. Main thing of the video is that. You guys can see that, the pink fluke. I mean, it was just an awesome bait. One of my favorite baits to throw, if not my favorite bait to throw this time of year. Just awesome color, awesome on the 3K lighter setup. But guys, we had an awesome day. I mean, how often can you go chase 100+ pound tarpon in the morning, go catch 2 dozen snook, big reds at 10 to 12:30, and then come up back here and find the same tarpon and hook 3 or 4 of them. I mean, I wouldn't say hook, had them bite. They just kind of sip it. The best one was the one right by the boat, flashed on it. It was probably 60 to 70 pounds. But we'll come back here, guys. I'm going to figure this stuff out. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was awesome. Just keep exploring, keep fishing the Everglades. It gets better and better. And God bless. Cotton Candy Fluke. See you guys later in the week.
It was fun getting in on the action with some other species. The big tarpon didn't quite cooperate, but one thing I can say is that they are on my mind pretty consistently after this trip. I'm determined to learn those fish this tarpon season and target them more consistently. And the big redfish and smaller snook are a phenomenal bycatch to keep me sane and coming back for more. As always, if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, God bless.